Shall start. Are you hearing me? Voice is coming. Voice is clear. Now listen. The chapter is Rudyard Clipping. The writer name. Tell us how the first letter was written by a young girl to her mother so that her mother could send her and her father new spear to catch fish. The girl took a pointed sharp tooth and tried to draw small pictures of the broken spear, her father and herself, which were not done well. When the man took this letter back to the mother, she misinterpreted the pictures and thought that the man had done some harm to her husband and daughter and beat up the man. Now listen the story. Once upon early time was an Catholic man, and he lived cavely in cave. And he wore very few clothes, and he could not read, he could not write, and he didn't want to and accept. When he was hungry, he was quite happy. His name was Tegumai Bhapusali, and that means man who does not put his foot forward in a hurry. But we best beloved will call him Tegumai for short, and his wife's name was Teshumai. Her husband name is Tegumai and wife name is Teshumai. They are uneducated. They had not learned. They don't want to learn. They don't want to accept to do anything in life. Tivendra, and that means lady who asks very few many questions. But our best beloved will call her Teshumai. Teshumai, his wife name. For short, and his little girl daughter named Tefimai. Tefimai, and that means small person without any manners who out to be spanked. But I'm going to call her Teffy. And she was Tegumai Bhosle, best beloved, and our own mummy, best beloved. She was not spanked half as much as was good on her. And they were all three were very happy. They are living very happy. They are settled. They are very happily. They are living their life. They are not disturbed to other. They don't want to disturb that other person interference in their life. Now attend and listen. One day Tegumai went down through the Beaver swamp to the Vegai river to spare catfish. One time they went for the Tegumai went for the spare the fish from nearby the river, went with the daughter. Spare fish made of wood with sharp teeth at the end. Before he had caught any fish at all, he accidentally broke it. Clean across by japping it down too hard on the bottom of the river. They were miles and miles from home, and Tegum had forgotten to bring an extra spear. One spear is not good. That is why they didn't brought one more spear, and one more spear they want, but the house is far away. Our family decided to go fishing on one Sunday. All of us went to Warsaw Creek. We went sure to carry out our fishing rods and bite and container to put the fish in. We sat next to each other in a line and cast our fishing rod. My father felt a tug and pull in his rod. We were surprised to see some dirty rag hanging from the hook. My brother next pulled in his fishing rod and guess what he had pulled out? Some dirty plastic bag. We all burst out laughing. I was the last one to pull my rod and I was lucky to get a small fish. We really laugh at ourselves. We end our little outing by having lunch and then going to play in the this thing, and they're enjoying with their thing, but spare is not there with them, extra spare is not there to bring an extra spare they want, so they have to go far away and to bring the spare. Your pretty kettle of fish, said Teguma, it will take me half the day mend this. There, you big black spare at home, said Taffy. Let me run back to the cave and ask mommy to give it me. She said, I will. जिसे फिश निकालते हैं ना उसको कहते हैं स्पीयर, अरीबा, that is called a spear, from which we are take out the fish, that is called a hang out the fish from the river, that is called a spear. There, your happy pretty cattlefish, and said Teguma, it will take half the day to mend this. She is saying to her. his father that I will bring it from the home, but half an hour will be there and all the time will be waste. It is very difficult to go and come. It is better to go or not to go. She is only deciding with their father. Let me run back to the cave and ask mommy to give it me. She is asking to his father only. It's too far for your little fat legs, and very she is very small, and her leg also very small and fat. Said Tegumai, beside you might fall into the beaver swamp, and he drawn. We must make the best for a bad job. He sat down and took out a little leather mandy bag full of renders, new and strips of leather and lamps of the beeswax and resins began to mind the spear. Now, father and daughter, what they are taking, we will make the spear here only. We will not go at home because home is far away and it is not for good to us that we will go and we will bring. It is a very uh, disappoint to us. It is better to we will make a spear here only. She does what she can to get it. She felt that her father will surprise when he see the spear, since he is just not paying any attention that to what is going on. He is concentrating on repairing the broken spear. That is why Taffy promised her father that he will be surprised. He is continuously doing that. Taffy sat down too with her toy in the water and her chin in her hand and thought very hard. She's thinking what to do. Then she said, I say, Daddy, it is an awakeful nuisance that you and I don't know how to write. Isn't it? If we did, we could send a message for the newspaper. I don't know how to write, and father also don't know how to write. She's thinking ki what to do, from which we will write. Just then, stranger men came along the river. One stranger person is coming from the river. He belonged to far tribe, the Tiwari. His name is Tiwari, and he did not understand one word of Tegumai language. He didn't understand what Tegumai is saying to Tiwari. He stood on the bank and smiled at Taffy. He's looking at the Taffy, is smiling at the Taffy because he had a little girl daughter of his own at home. Why is smiling? Because her daughter is also small. That is why he's feeling that my daughter as it is same as a Taffy. Tegumai drew a hank of deep snooze from his meddy bag and began to mend his spear. And continue is making Tegumai is making the spear only. Come here, said Taffy. Do you know where my mummy lives? And the stranger man said him. Now what happened? She's asking to that stranger man, you know where my mother is living? Silly, said Taffy, and she stamped her foot because she saw shawl of very high big crab going up the river just when her daddy could not use his spear. She know it very well. My mother, father will not make this. It is a very difficult to him to make this spear. What to do? How can I arrange all this thing? She decided to ask that stranger. Don't bother, grown up, said Tegumai, so busy with spear minding and did not turn road. I, I are not. I, Aaron said Taffy, I only want him to do what I want him to do, and he won't understand. Then don't bother me, said Tegumai, and he went on the pulling and straining at the deer's mane with his mouth full of loose end. The stranger man genuine. Tiwari, he was set down on the grass, and Taffy showed him what her daddy was doing. Taffy showing to Tiwari that see what my father is doing. The stranger man thought, this is a very wonderful child. The stranger man is thinking the girl is very good, smart, and very wonderful. She stamp her foot at me and she make a face. She must be the daughter of the noble chief who is so great that he will take any notice of me. He is thinking that her father is very rich and everything is looking like she is looking like this Taffy. So he smiled more politely than ever. Now said Taffy, I want you to go to my mommy because your leg are longer than mine. What Taffy is saying to Tiwari, your leg is longer than mine. You go to my home and you won't fall into the beaver swamp and ask for daddy other spear. You go my home and ask to my mother to give me a other spear, the one with the black handle that hang over a fireplace. My mother will hand over you where she kept the spear. The stranger man thought, this is a very, very wonderful child. That stranger, Tiwari, is thinking about the child. The child is very good. She waves her arms and she shouts at me, but I did not understand a word what she say. She's shouting at me, but I do not understand what she want to say because her language is different from a other. But But if I don't do what she wants, I greatly fear that chief man who turns his back on collar with me angry. I will not listen to that child that the father will be kill me and anything will be happen to my life. It is better to listen what the girl is saying to me. He got up and twisted her bag of bark of a bridge tree and gave her to it taffy. He did do He did this best beloved to show that his heart was a white as a breech bark and that meant to harm, but Taffy don't quite understand. Now in his neck, one beautiful tooth is there. See, the peak is given here, looking very wonderful. She's thinking I will take out that peak and draw some picture and send to that stranger. Oh, said she, now I see you want my mummy living address. Of course, I can't write, but I can draw a picture if I have anything sharp to scratch with. Please lend me the sharp tooth of your necklace. What she's saying to that stranger, I know you don't understand my language. So I will draw a picture and I will give it to you. You will understand that picture and give it to my mother. She will hand over to you spear. But I want a sharp tooth, which he wear. You are wearing a necklace. That tooth pick out and give it to me. The stranger man, and he was a Tiwari, didn't say anything to so Taffy put up her little hand and pulled at a beautiful bed, sad and sharp tooth necklace around his neck. What she has done, directly she had removed that necklace from his neck. But Tiwari not said anything to her. The stranger man, and he was a Tiwari, thought this is a very, very, very beautiful child. The shark's tooth on my necklace is a magic shark tooth. And I leave, they would immediately swell up or burst. But this child doesn't swell up or burst, and the important chief man who attends strictly to his business, who has not yet taken any notice of me at all, doesn't seem to be afraid that she will swell up or burst. I had better be more polite. Now, what Tiwari is thinking, the girl is very good and very sharp. She has not destroyed anything. She has taken the she has taken that sharp tooth from my necklace and she is drawing the picture. How she is, she is very good. I will help to her. So he gave her Taffy the shark tooth and she lay down flat on her tummy with her legs in the air, like some people on drawing room floor when they want to draw a picture. And she said, now I will draw you some beautiful picture. You can look over my shoulder, but you must not joggle. First of all, I will draw Daddy fishing. It was very like him, but Mummy will know because I have drawn his spear all broken. Well, now I will draw the other spear that he want, the black handle spear. It looked as if it was a sticking in Daddy's bag. But that because the shark tooth slipped and his piece of bark is not big enough. The despair I want you to fetch, I draw a picture of me myself, explaining to you. My hair doesn't stand up like I have drawn, but it's easier to draw that way. Now I will draw. What she is doing? She is drawing what happened, incident, that is incident she is drawing, and she is draw the spear also, where the spear they kept. She draw that also. Everything she draw in the drawing, and she said to that person to bring me from my house. It is not really realistic. The drawing showed Tegu my arm broken, it shows spear sticking into a bag, it show many ready throw spear, taffy behavior look like a people. The stranger thought there must be a big battle going to be fought somewhere, and Taffy, the extraordinary child, was telling him to call the great chief to help him. Now he is thinking, yeah, I will give all this thing to them, but what will happen? How can I handle? Now this girl is very sharp. It is not possible for me to bring in everything to hand over to him. Now they had decided to go Taffy house and bring that spear to him. Till here, understood all of you? Till here, understood? Okay. Yes, I think you are very nice, really, but I can't make you pretty in the picture, so you must be offended. Are you offended? Now she is saying that for Tiwari that you are looking so beautiful, but I can't able to draw your picture. because you are very beautiful, but I can't able to draw the picture properly. You go my home and bring me the spear. The stranger man, and he was a Tiwari, smile. He thought there must be a big battle going to be fought somewhere, an extraordinary child who takes me a magic shark tooth, but who does not swell up or burst, is telling me to call all the great chief tribe to help him. He's a great chief, or he will have noticed me. Now, what he is thinking that she will give me the trouble and she will bitten from the chief. Anything will be happen to my life. Now it is a big trouble for me. The stranger liked the girl very much because the little girl remained for him his own daughter at home. According to legend, anyone who touched the shark tooth in the stranger neck will swell up and burst. When Taffy touched the tooth, nothing happened to her. This was surprising to the stranger and began liking her even more. The stranger thought that this child must be very extraordinary, child, and he decided to whatever the girl asked him to do. The mother thought that the stranger had struck her husband full spear and frightened poor. Now listen what happened. Look, said Taffy, drawing very hard and rather scratchily. Now drawing is very hard. What to do, how to draw, she has drawn and given to that stranger. Now drawn, you have put the spear that daddy won into your hand just to remind that you have to bring it. Now I will show you how to find my mummy living address. Now how I will show you where my mother is living. You go along till you come to trees. Those are trees, and then you go over a hill. Now she's saying the address, how she where he is or she is staying. And then you come into brave swim full of beavers. I have put in all the beavers because I can't draw beavers, but I have drawn their heads and that's will you will see of drawn their heads, and that all you have see of them when you cross the swamp. Mind you don't fall in. Then our cave is just behind the beaver swamp. It is not a high as the hill really, but I can draw that thing very small. That is my mummy outside. She's beautiful. She's most beautifulness mummy there have ever was. But she won't be offended when she see I have drawn her so plain. She will be pleased of me because I can draw. Now, in case you forget, I have drawn the spear that daddy won outside our cave. It is inside really, but you show the picture to my mummy and she will give it to you. I have made her holding up a hand because I know she will be so pleased to say you isn't beautiful picture. And do you quite understand, or shall I explain you again? Now what she said, I had drawn where I am living and where I am staying. How can you will get everything? You have to give it to my mother because my mother picture had not drawn properly, but my mother is looking so beautiful. But I had shown where my mama had kept the spear. The stranger man, it was Tiwari, looked at the picture and nodded very hard. Noted means Sir Hilana. He said to himself, if I do not fetch this great chief tribe to help him, he will be slain by his enemy who are coming up all the side with spear. Now I see why the great chief pretend not to notice me. He feared that his enemies were hiding in the bushes and will see him. Now, what Tiwari is thinking that that girl is whose daughter, chief daughter, and all the enemies are hiding in the bushes. I will do anything wrong, so all the enemies will come out and beat to me. Therefore, he turned to me his back and let the wise and wonderful child draw the terrible picture, showing me his difficulty. I will away and get help for him from his tribe. He did not even ask Taffy the road, but raced off into bushes like the wind, with a bridge bark in his hand, and Taffy sat down most pleased. Now he has taken the pictures and he went very rapidly to search the Taffy mother. Now this is a picture that Taffy had drawn for him. What have you been doing, Taffy? Said Tegumai. Now father is asking, what are you doing, Taffy? He had mended his spear and very was carefully waving it to and fro. It is a little branchment of my own. Daddy dear, said Taffy, if you want, ask me question you will know all about in a little time. Whatever you are asking me the question, all you will get the answer within a time only. I will give you the answer because I had set someone to bring the spear from the home. And you will be surprised. You don't know how surprised you will be, Daddy. Promise you will be surprised. Very well, said Tegumai and went on fishing. The stranger man did you know he was a Tiwari? Hurried away with the pitcher and ran for some miles. Till quite by accident, he found Teshumai Ivandaro at the door of her cave. Finally, he got that taffy house, talking to some other Catholic ladies who had come into a primitive lunch. That mother is talking with some other lady neighbor. Taffy was very like a Teshumai, especially about the upper part of face and eyes. So the stranger man always appeared. Tiwari smiled politely and handed Teshumai the brick branch. He had run hard so that he painted his legs and scratched with the crumbles, but he still tried to be polite. When she when he saw Taffy mother, he thought that Taffy mother only there. I will hand over all the pictures and everything. Totally he tired. He had given the that picture to the Teshumai. As soon as Teshumai saw the picture, she screamed like anything and flew at the stranger man. The other Catholic ladies at once knocked him down and sat on him in a long line of six while Teshumai pulled his hair. The mother looked at her daughter drawing and misinterrupt everything. Not understand. उससे समझा ही नहीं drawing को. When she saw Taffy hair standing all on the end, she thought her daughter was frightened because the stranger had struck her husband. Teguma threw the spear and his head frightened Taffy. She thought that the spear was sticking out for her husband back in his arm had been broken by the stranger. The beavers drowned by Taffy looked like a whole pack of people approaching quietly. Behind Teguma to attack him, whatever she misinterpreted was very shocking and frightening. She is very shocking because all had bitten to that Tiwari only. It is a plain as a noise on the stranger man's face. She said he has struck my Tegumai, all full of spear, frightened poor. Taffy so that her hair stand up. All she said to everyone that he has done wrong with my Taffy and my husband. Shows the picture to all. That like ladies sitting patiently on the stranger man. All had sitting on the stranger, they had bitten to that person. Here is my Tegumai with his arm broken, here a spear sticking on his back. His man is spear ready to throw her, another throwing spear. Cave. Are a whole pack of people. There were taffy beware really, but they look like rather like people. Coming up behind Teguma is not a shocking. Now what happened? They all had bitten to that person. That person has not said anything because all had bitten very terrible to him and not having a word to say. The first and here is my Tegumai with the arm broken, is a spear sticking into his back. Here is a man with a spear ready to throw. Is another man throwing the spear for a cave. And her mother beat very badly with the spear, that spear which Tegumai said to bring from the house. Her mother thought that my daughter and my husband are bitten by this stranger. This is a small story of the this chapter. Understood the chapter? Shall I repeat once again? Shall I repeat once again? All had understood? Boys and girls? Okay. Okay, short summary you want. Short summary I will explain you. Teshimai Tivandro, Taffy mother, Taffy Mai Mathulan is Taffy name, and Tegumai her father name. The author speaking is to the reader. When Taffy asked the stranger a question, he did not understand her language and just answer. Taffy thought that was silly and she stamped her foot because she saw a shoal of very big crab going up the river when her daddy could not use his spear and catch them. The stranger did this to show that his heart was white as a brick branch and that he meant to harm to Taffy in her father. It is not really realistic. The drawing showed Tegumai arm broken. It shows spear sticking into a bag. It showed man ready to throw spear. Taffy beware look like a people. The stranger thought there must be a big battle going to be fought somewhere, and Taffy, the extraordinary child, was telling him to call the great chief to help him. The stranger thought that if he did not fetch the great chief tribe to help him, he would be slain by his enemy, who were coming up from all the side with their spear. Hence he raced off into bushes like a wind. The, chi- the mother looked at the daughter drawing and misinterpreted everything. Standing all on the end, she thought her daughter was frightened because the stranger had struck her husband, Tegumai, in the back with spear, and his head frightened Taffy. She thought that the spear was sticking out from her husband's back and his arm had been broken by the stranger. The beaver drawn by Taffy looked like a whole pack of people approaching quietly behind Tegumai to attack him. Whatever she misinterpreted was very shocking and frightening. Understood, all of you? Irfan? Okay. Now see here. Now, wait. Write one informal letter on Taffy. Come on, take out your notebook and pen fast. Notebook and pen. See on question number 8. Imagine Taffy comes to you for your help to write a letter of apology in the modern script we use. She wants to express her regret to the stranger man for her mother action. Write that letter of apology informal on her behalf. Come on, copy down this question. Question number 8. Huh? Copy down question number 8 fast. लेक्चर चालू है ना लगा है मतलब वो कढ़ाई आया नहीं लेकिन मेरा खत्म हो गया है बटला थोड़ा सा दीजिए ना मेरा भी अब भी लगाई हूँ जो आया था ना अब भी लगाई मेरा हमको तो बटला ऐसे नहीं होता था कभी मेरा आ जाता था तो अभी wrote all of you wrote all of you
Miss 2 minutes.
write fast
Completed, miss.
Start to write.
Miss address right side रहेगा miss left side पे.
Left side. Left side, you have to write the address. Huh?
Okay, miss.
Write fast. Completed, all of you?
No, miss.
Completed?
Yes, miss.
Screen. Take the screenshot.
Okay, miss. I will take it.
All I had taken.
Yes, miss.
Okay. Now we are ending the lecture here. Continue at 11 o'clock. Okay.
Okay, miss.